What is bird flu? Bird flu, also called avian influenza, is a viral infection that can infect not only birds but also humans and other animals. Most forms of the virus are restricted to birds. H5N1 is the most common form of bird flu. It's deadly to birds and can easily affect humans and other animals that come in contact with a carrier. According to the World Health Organization trusted source, H5N1 was first discovered in humans in 1997 and has killed nearly 60% trusted source of those infected. Currently, the virus isn't known to spread via human-to-human contact. Still, some experts worry that H5N1 may pose a risk of becoming a pandemic threat to humans. What are the symptoms of bird flu? You may have an H5N1 infection if you experience typical flu-like symptoms such as cough, diarrhea, respiratory difficulties, fever over 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius, headache, muscle aches, malaise, runny nose, sore throat. If you're exposed to bird flu, you should notify staff before you arrive at the doctor's office or hospital. Alerting them ahead of time will allow them to take precautions to protect staff and other patients before caring for you. What causes bird flu? Although there are several types of bird flu, H5N1 was the first avian influenza virus to infect humans. The first infection occurred in Hong Kong in 1997. The outbreak was linked to handling infected poultry. H5N1 occurs naturally in wild waterfowl, but it can spread easily to domestic poultry. The disease is transmitted to humans through contact with infected bird feces, nasal secretions, or secretions from the mouth or eyes. Consuming properly cooked poultry or eggs from infected birds doesn't transmit the bird flu, but eggs should never be served runny. Meat is considered safe if it has been cooked to an internal temperature of 165 F (73.9 C). What are bird flu risk factors? H5N1 has the ability to survive for extended periods of time. Birds infected with H5N1 continue to release the virus in feces and saliva for as long as 10 days. Touching contaminated surfaces can spread the infection. You may have a greater risk of contracting H5N1 if you are a poultry farmer, a traveler visiting affected areas exposed to infected birds, someone who eats undercooked poultry or eggs, a healthcare worker caring for infected patients, a household member of an infected person. Laboratory tests. Samples of fluids from your nose or throat can be tested for evidence of bird flu virus. These samples must be taken within the first few days after symptoms appear. Imaging tests. X-rays may be useful in assessing the condition of your lungs, which can help determine the proper diagnosis and the best treatment options for your signs and symptoms. Is bird flu contagious? Bird flu is very contagious among many bird species. In general, bird flu is not very contagious to humans, even to poultry workers. However, human-to-human spread has occurred in isolated cases. In human outbreaks, the first individual to become infected usually has had contact with infected birds or poultry, and then caregivers become infected. Thus, caring for a person infected with bird flu is also a risk factor for the disease. There is a theoretical risk in laboratory workers who handle the avian flu virus. One alleged incident in 2009 occurred when a company inadvertently sent live avian flu virus samples to research laboratories, which subsequently were used to vaccinate ferrets. The contaminated vaccine did not result in any human infections. Is there a treatment for bird flu? The flu drugs oseltamivir, Tamiflu, zanamivir, Relenza, or peramivir, Rapivab, should work against bird flu, although more studies are needed. These drugs must be given soon after symptoms appear. Unfortunately, H5N1 in humans can be a severe illness requiring hospitalization, isolation, and intensive care. What's the outlook for someone with bird flu? The outlook for bird flu infection depends on the severity of infection and the type of influenza virus causing it. H5N1 has a high mortality rate, while other types don't. Some potential complications include sepsis, a possibly fatal inflammatory response to bacteria and other germs, pneumonia, organ failure, acute respiratory distress. Call your doctor if you have flu symptoms within 10 days of handling birds or traveling to areas with a known avian flu outbreak. How is bird flu prevented? Your doctor may recommend you get a flu shot so that you don't also get a human strain of influenza. If you develop both the avian flu and human flu at the same time, it could create a new and possibly deadly form of the flu. The CDC has issued no recommendations against traveling to countries that are affected by H5N1. However, you can minimize your risk by avoiding open-air markets, contact with infected birds, undercooked poultry. Be sure to practice good hygiene and wash your hands regularly. The FDA has approved a vaccine designed to protect against the avian flu, but the vaccine isn't currently available to the public. Experts recommend that the vaccine be used if H5N1 begins to spread among people. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and please click on the bell so you'll be updated on my next video. Thank you. WeCare for UPH. Your health comes first.